The Xiaomi Mi 9 was a frustrating device in a lot of ways, and Xiaomi is looking to update that with the Xiaomi Mi 10 and Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro. Now, these leaks are courtesy of PocketLint, which got some of the leaks from Weibo. Let's just jump into the newest specs that we have right now. So the device is going to be powered by the Snapdragon 865. It's going to be one of the first devices launched with the Snapdragon 865. And it will be 5G capable. Now, we don't know if both the Mi 10 and the Mi 10 Pro are going to have the X55 modem to be 5G capable, but that's definitely an option. There's going to be at least 8 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigabytes of storage, and there will be a special 12 gigabyte version with 256 gigabytes of storage. We're probably not going to see a micro SD card slot, which is definitely unfortunate. Screen size, we're looking at a 6.5-inch AMOLED panel with a 90 hertz refresh rate. I am really happy with the OLED panel that we have on the Mi Note 10 right now, which is a 60 hertz refresh rate. I'm really happy with the screen brightness that we get from it and like just the overall usability of it. As long as we keep the screen as bright as it is right now, I'm happy to have the 90 hertz refresh rate, especially if I can underclock that back down to 60 hertz in software. There's also going to be a 4,500 milliamp hour battery. I know a lot of people are thinking that this big battery or bigger battery is going to be great, but with the 90 hertz refresh rate plus a 5G connection, if you're utilizing both of those features, expect pretty average battery life. Now, something that's definitely not going to be average about this is going to be the 40-watt wired charging and the 30-watt wire charging that we're looking to have with the device. Now, the camera is going to be interesting because we're seeing that there's going to be a different camera on the Mi 10 versus the Mi 10 Pro. But on the basic Mi 10, we're looking at an IMX686 and a 20 megapixel ultra wide camera and a 12 megapixel camera. Probably the ultra wide from the Mi Note 10, and then a 12 megapixel telephoto camera. The MSRP on the Mi 10 is probably going to start around $350, $400, so a pretty comparable price that we had with the Mi 9. Now, the Mi 10 Pro is going to be the higher spec version, and it's going to be coming in 8 or 12 gigabytes of RAM with a 512 gigabyte option, again a 4,500 milliamp hour battery and 66 watt wired charging. Xiaomi's calling it their Turbo Mi Charge or Mi Turbo Charge, something like that, and 40 watt wireless charging, which I don't know how Xiaomi is going to pull off 40 watt wireless charging, because as it was, their 20 watt wireless charging for the Mi 9 required the Qi wireless charging base to have a built-in fan to keep it cool. So although I love the idea of having super fast wireless charging, I don't know what that's going to necessarily do to the long-term battery life of the device. And I'm hoping that there's a lot of kind of thermal protection that's going to keep the battery temperatures and keep the wattage down. Now, the camera is one area that is exceptionally interesting about the Mi Note 10 because there is mention of the 108 megapixel Samsung sensor. We're not sure if they're going to use that or not, but in my mind, it makes a lot of sense for Xiaomi to be using that 100 megapixel large format sensor on the Mi 10 Pro and the Mi Note 10 because it basically gives people a reason to upgrade to the Mi 10 Pro. If you give the regular Mi 10 the same cameras as the Mi Note 10, I'm sure a lot of people would rather save the extra money. And it also kind of justifies the higher price of the Mi Note 10 in the overall Xiaomi lineup if it's using the same camera array that Xiaomi's flagship camera is using. At the end of the day, I just want a phone that I could have a screen that's at 60 hertz with great battery life and a really good camera, and preferably an in-display fingerprint scanner, if not like a side-mounted one. I'd rather not have any of the Face ID stuff that we have right now that Google's given us, and I don't really necessarily like the side-mounted fingerprint scanner. Let me know what specs you guys want to see and how much you would be willing to pay for it in the comment section down below. Okay, till next time, it's been Mitchell. Peace.